The sun is setting on the West Coast, but the lights are expected to shine bright with the talent on display. USL Championship action brought to you by Cardinale Automotive Group swings us to the Golden State, where Monterey Bay squares up with Colorado Springs. Greetings to all from Cardinale Stadium with former MLS shot stopper Jeff Antonello. I'm David Gascon. Jeff, the defending champs in Colorado Springs come to town looking to continue their winning ways against the Monterey Bay side they've beaten 4 or 6 times.
In the last result, Monterey Bay ended up losing this game 1-0 to Colorado Springs, but this is a very different Monterey Bay team, and this is going to make for an exciting matchup tonight. Monterey Bay is one of the hottest teams in the league right now, and their record against this team has not been good as of late, but like I said, this is a new group look. 9 goals scored this season, only 4 conceded, and they are off to the hottest start in club history with a 3-1-1 record. And what's been really impressive about this group is it's coming from more than just one player. It's a dynamic group with goal scorers across the score sheet and players who are really making a big impact for this group early in this season.
Speaking of that, Elijah Paul
has been the benefactor of all that this season so far.
Colorado Springs won the USL Championship a year ago, but are they playing in the top form right now?
They're not quite there yet, and this is something that the coaches talked about in the coaches call. They need to put together a big 90-minute performance, a complete game, and they're going to need that against a team like Monterey Bay. They're 1-1-2 on the season, 8 goals scored, 8 conceded. That's about as even as you could possibly get, but they're looking to turn the corner here against one of the hottest teams in the league.
Speaking of goals, Marco Micheletto did the damage last week. He was the hero against Indy 11. He scored 2 goals in that contest. He has 3 so far on the year. What makes him so good?
Well, I think what makes that the most impressive is that he scored those 2 goals coming off the bench. So he is clearly an impact player, and especially for a Colorado Springs team that's trying to get off that even-Steven mode, he's somebody that can come in, put the ball in the back of the net, and start to turn the tide a little bit for the Switchbacks team.
We got starting lineups and first touch right around the corner. It's match 1 of 2 between these two sides. Monterey Bay and Colorado Springs coming up next.
As Montage Health celebrates its 90th anniversary, we're taking a look at the past, recognizing how we started and where we are heading. Over the decades, we have grown from a hospital to an entire healthcare system. Today, Montage Health remains an independent, locally owned, nonprofit organization. We are proud to offer healthcare services for every chapter of life. At Montage Health, our history of excellence is rooted in a commitment to our community. That commitment lives on today and for the next 90 years and beyond.
At Taylor Farms, our goal is to create healthier lives by creating healthy, fresh foods. A stronger community is a win for everyone.
That's why each time the Monterey Bay Football Club scores a goal, Taylor Farms will donate $500 to a local nonprofit. Healthy goals, healthy lives. A more perfect union.
We are Union!
We are live here at Cardinale Stadium with Jeff Antonello. I'm David Gascon. It's the first of 2 encounters between Monterey Bay and Colorado Springs. Get the procession players and fans coming out onto the pitch. And Jeff, you lead the way with the starters for the home side.
Yeah, we have a couple changes to the lineup this week as Brian slots into that midfield spot. Look for him to control that midfield and really try to cut out the counterattacking plays for Colorado Springs. And on the right outside back, Lion slots into that outside back spot. Again, look for him to make those overlapping runs. But for me, I'm really focusing on the front 3. Soyberg, Ivanovic, and Paul. These are 3 dynamic players that are able to feed off of each other. Dynamic movements that will cause problems for the Colorado Springs defense all night long.
Yeah, Ivanovic making his first start of the season and now 4 contests. Conversely, for the opposition in Colorado Springs, not playing their best as you mentioned, but they are still a dangerous squad.
And 3 changes to the lineup tonight as Emily 17 comes in at top. Micoletta, who we talked about in the open, he had 2 goals. He earned this start with those 2 goals that he had, and Hania comes in up top, trying to spark a little bit of life into this offense for Colorado Springs, is trying to turn the corner on their season.
Yeah, and for Colorado Springs, it hasn't been the offense that's been the problem. It's been the defensive side. The dangerous element to them is how they can score. They've scored 8 goals so far in 2025, but on the other side of the ledger, they've also conceded 8 goals. That's not a recipe for success, but for James Chambers, you know that he can clean those things up.
Absolutely, and this is a group, and this is a Monterey Bay team that's going to test Colorado Springs, especially defensively. Monterey Bay has been doing a good job of scoring goals from a lot of different places, so it's something from a defensive side point for Colorado Springs. You're going to need to be switched on because of all the dynamic movement, so communication and making sure that you shore things up on the defensive side is a big focal point in this one.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting element to see how this plays out with the strength of Monterey Bay and their start that you have mentioned, going up against the team that was the leader of the pack last year when it closed out 2024. Monterey Bay moving from left to right on the attack. Colorado Springs and the Dark Kids will be moving from right to left. Weather tonight is picture perfect. 56 degrees, it's sunny, not a thought of rain, wind blowing out to the west at 10 miles per hour. It's California, man.
Yeah, that's a beautiful soccer night. You can't really ask for much more than that. But to your point, I think Monterey Bay for me has been one of the biggest surprises this season. It's a young group that they've put together, and just the way that they've had such a bright start, and you could just tell that this team is just oozing with confidence, and especially when you have a young group of players that come together and they're able to have this type of success early in the season. It's something that they could just hang their hat on and know that they're trending and things are going in the right direction. Monterey
Bay wants to redeem themselves after a trying 2024 campaign. They finished 8 games under 500, 8, 16, and 10. The year prior to that, they had double-digit victories. They had 11, but they went 11, 15, and 8. So they want to get on the positive side of the ledger. For Colorado Springs, winning the USL Championship a year ago, they were 15, 12, and 7 during the regular year. But you look at the body of work for them over the last 4 years. 15 wins, 16 wins, 17 victories, and 13 in 2021. That's a stable of talent, but also a great deal of winning tradition there in Colorado Springs. That goes a long way once you want to get talent that comes in from other parts of USL Championship.
Well, especially when you're talking about a culture that's built within a club. If winning is the culture, players know that coming in, and then there's an immediate standard that's set. And there's a saying that a lot of people say, the standard is the standard.
Yep.
And when you play for Colorado Springs, the standard is winning. We saw that last year. And right now, I know it hasn't been the brightest start to their season, but it's something that they know they can turn around because they have a history of doing that.
Those things change as the year goes along, so don't discount what they did late in the year to get themselves into a big opportunity to take the crown of USL Championship. Tonight's injury report brought to you by ROL&M. Dixon, Gutierrez, Muir out. Nobody for Colorado Springs. That's the good news for them. Chambers and his coaching staff. 8 goals against is an alarming thing to look at. Thanks to the heroics of Micoletta, his brace helped Colorado Springs get over the top on Indy 11. They beat them 3-2. For Monterey Bay, they played to a scoreless draw against Detroit, but Jordan Stewart had some glowing comments about his team, not only to go on the road to play that draw, but he felt like even with their best efforts still to be realized, it was good enough. Right-hand side, opportunity here. Oh, and the goal at a great stop. Get bailed out on his back line was Romero, and this match continues to stay scoreless. Oh my, Bryant got robbed.
An early opportunity there for Monterey Bay, and an incredible heads-up play by the defender. The goalkeeper comes off his line. Defenders fall back in and keep Monterey Bay off the score sheet, off to a bright start, and you can see already the dynamic movement that Monterey Bay has. Players are flying all over the pitch, finding these empty spaces. Unfortunate not to be up 1-0 there, but a great play from Colorado Springs back line.
I believe it was Real that made the stop, helping out Romero. Romero getting a second start of the year for Colorado Springs. 1-0 record, the goals against at 2, the save percentage at 50%. Campuzano on the other end, 3-1-1 record. His goals against is under 1 at 0.8. The save percentage that's 75. Gonna win a lot of matches doing that kind of work. Lions volleyed it in. This match, some early theatrics.
And Monterey Bay does such a good job. They're so quick to the ball. On the ball and off the ball. Everything is done with pace. When the ball turns over, they're very quick to defend, try to turn Colorado Springs back over. And then offensively, there's just no stopping of the movement. They're always constantly moving, making life difficult for Colorado Springs on the defensive half, and that's been a big recipe for what's made them so successful.
Break free on the outside here on the left. Monterey Bay trying to inflict some damage for the first time. Great stop by Romero. Oh my, point blank.
And early in this game, we are seeing tons of action coming in the form of these crosses to the far post. Monterey Bay does a great job. Good cutback, picks his head up, picks out his runner on the far post. It looked like Romero might have gotten a touch to it. The referee ends up calling it a goal kick, so he banks it off the crossbar, but that's a great look for Monterey Bay.
Ivanovic.
Unfortunate not to be up 1-0 in this game on multiple occasions.
And Jeff, talked about the start and the opportunities that Monterey Bay has given themselves through the first 5 matches of the season. It has to be a little alarming, though, for Colorado Springs to concede a couple of chances from in close, and we're only into the 7th minute.
Well, especially for a team that's worrying about their defensive issues right now. They're very stretched out to start this game. I would have thought coming on the road, it would have been a focal point to pack the team in a little bit, weather this initial storm that Monterey Bay is displaying right now. But instead, they've been spread out, and credit Monterey Bay. They've been able to take advantage of the opportunities when given. Unfortunately, they don't have anything on the score sheet to show from it, but this is what we've been seeing from this Monterey Bay team so far in this early goings.
Hirama getting a little bit of a lecture from our lead official, Elvis Osmanovic.
And on the flip side, if you're Colorado Springs, this is the time where you need your leadership, you need your experience to regroup the guys a little bit, get numbers behind the ball defensively, stop chasing so much, stop leaving so many gaps for this Monterey Bay team to fall into, and just tighten up the screws defensively so you can build yourself into this game before you're down 1-0.
Early drama for Monterey Bay. Their fans will explode at any given moment. Romero tracking that nicely. Good play by Romero not to come out and attack. Revelar and company again, though, in hot pursuit of their first goal of tonight's affair.
And it's a good bit of skill there from Revelar. Has a defender on his back, able to slip it through. And now we get another opportunity here for Monterey Bay, who's putting this pressure on early.
Yeah, Bago corner kick, first one of the night for Monterey Bay. Ethan Bryant. Go back to that chance that he had in the first minute or two. Romero with the right hand. See if he can collect this thing before it scampers out, and he does. Good heads-up play by the keeper.
Yeah, it's well done. Falls to his uncomfortable foot as well, but does a good job clearing the lines. But once again, it's Monterey Bay getting on top of the ball, putting Colorado under this immediate pressure. This is what they've been so good at.
Things can change, though, with Colorado Springs. Yes, they've conceded 8 goals in the year, but they can also score in a flash. Monterey Bay, 9 goals in the campaign. They've conceded 4 of them. So a fantastic goal differential. This one's played through into the box. Oh, a toe tap. That one nearly found the mark. Hirama was awfully close to making it 1-0 for Colorado Springs. He barely missed that right bar.
Hirama not making the most of this opportunity, almost gifted to him, just unable to redirect that. And if you're Monterey Bay, that was 2 mistakes in the back half in the same sequence. The first one comes from a bad pass from the goalkeeper, and then that missed clearance. You've been dominating this game, and those are the things that you just cannot do. Those simple mistakes in the back that lead to opportunities for a Colorado Springs team that hasn't had any joy in this game yet. Both teams are lucky not to have anything scored against them so far on the scoreboard.
On delay with a great feed. Just to set that up, Yermon almost found the back of that. USL kicks off Sunday on the CBS Sports Network. Birmingham Legion will try to derail the fast-starting El Paso Locomotive. April the 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network.
And you can tell both teams are up for this one. There's a really fast pace to start this game. And you're seeing it from both sides. It's a big challenge there. Michelotto getting stuck in there with the slide challenge, but a real fast pace to this game. Physical play, very open to start. Some good action here in the first 10 minutes.
Tides rise all ships, and you have the defending champs coming to town. A little bit more weight put into it. Soyberg to the right. Bryant to the left. What are you thinking here, Jeff?
Yeah, just try to drop this ball in behind that back line. Try to find yourself a runner.
Soyberg to the back post. Let's see if that ball's kept in bounds, and that's not the case. Across the inline, but it's going to go back to Colorado Springs. They apparently did not need to hustle for it. Good atmosphere here tonight inside Cardinale Stadium as well. Fans in attendance, and they're rowdy before opening kickoff.
Well, they have a lot to cheer for. Defending champs are coming in. Your team's off to the hottest start that you've had in your franchise history. It's a big opportunity for both teams.
Get to take center stage as one of the final acts on a Saturday night in USL Championship. A bunch of other contests this evening. New Mexico and North Carolina underway. No score. Phoenix and Detroit also scoreless. NorCal versus SoCal, with Sacramento and Orange County also going toe-to-toe.
That's a great touch there.
Transition game for Monterey Bay. They don't have the numbers though. Bryant was at the top of the box and he was available. Fortunate for him, could not receive it. Now he has it. Open crease to let this thing rip, and he does, but it's airmail that goes up, up, and away.
Yeah, I think Bryant was lining that one up before he even got the ball. I think he knew that what he was going to do with it if that ball ended up at his feet. But again, we've been seeing a good bit of skill here from Monterey Bay on both sides. The wingers doing a great job being creative, taking players on 1v1, connecting with their teammates, creating different opportunities.
Yeah, Bryant, one of a handful of players that signed early this year with Monterey Bay. In fact, he signed to start 2025 on January the 1st. Ivanovic did the same, and Anton Soyberg signed at the tail end of 2024. So it was a busy offseason for Monterey Bay, but they made a lot of their moves to open up this year. So they were getting busy just reassembling the deck, and they need to make sure that their fate changes this season compared to last.
Well, they injected a lot of youthful energy as well. A lot of players that want to prove themselves at this level. And sometimes when you do that, it maximizes players' potential, and you also fill players in around them that fit them well. So you give them the best opportunities to succeed, and so far, it's been a good recipe for this group.
Campuzano, who's in net tonight, he signed back on the 13th of February. So a recent addition, but an instant impact in 5 matches, 3 victories, and just 1 loss. On you with the foul. 14th minute. No goals, plenty of fireworks. Feels like it's just a matter of if in situations, but more so for Colorado Springs. How can they lock down Monterey Bay's attack? Can they stymie them? Can they frustrate them? Can they be that team that delivers a clean sheet?
I think right now Colorado Springs just needs to do a better job of defending a little bit more in a block. Everything's a little bit scattered. They're chasing the runners around. And then just get yourself a little bit more in a block so the defending feels a little bit more under control, because right now it just feels very hectic. And you got to give Monterey Bay a lot of credit in that and causing that chaos. But for Colorado Springs, they just got to bunker down and stay a little bit more in a block so it's a little bit more organized on the defensive half.
Corner kick here. Heavy traffic near Romero as that bagel corner kick will be delivered one more time.
That's a good ball. That's a dangerous ball into that near post.
Bryant, the second go at it. Monguk was lurking a little bit. Osmanovic redirecting some of the personnel for each side.
A lot of traffic here in front of Romero.
See how he works. He's shoving two guys around. Might have gotten the hands on it to push it out.
It's good goalkeeping there. A lot of traffic around you, coming out strong. A little bit of a push, but no ref's ever going to call a goalkeeper for that.
I was going to say, it almost looked like a mosh pit where he was at with Romero. Minus the music, but you have a wave of bodies coming your way, and he was forced to push a couple guys out just to get a quick touch. Monterey Bay, short as it is to start the year, 3 victories, 2 of them have come here in Seaside. They're an even 500 on the road, 1 up, 1 down, and 1 draw. Oddly enough, for Colorado Springs, where they have their 1 victory, has been on the road. Revelar, who's had great spirit to open up this contest, lead ball on the left-hand side. You see the passion that Monterey Bay is playing with. They just want to force and press the issue and put a lot of pressure in that back line of Colorado Springs.
Well, those transitional moments are where Colorado Springs needs to be very careful. They're in the attack, the ball turns over, and you can see immediately there's 5 players on Colorado Springs that are played out of the game by just 1 long ball. So they need to be a little bit careful. I know that Colorado Springs, they want to throw numbers up. They want to bring the game to Monterey Bay as well. But in that, you need to be extremely careful with this Monterey Bay team and what they're able to do in transition, because they are able to attack so quickly that 1 ball will bypass your midfield and your front 3 as well, and leave your defense a little bit more on an island.
You said a great word in chaos. To your point, how do you make things less chaotic for Monterey Bay if you were Colorado Springs?
I would just tighten things up in terms of my positioning defensively. So there's a lot of players running around. Monterey Bay likes to move numbers around and really try to make it so that the spaces are opening up. If you're Colorado Springs, if you're organized a little bit more defensively, you could just pass those players on. So instead of having to feel like you need to chase these players to make sure that they're covered, if you're a little bit more tightened up defensively, you could pass them on, and then you're dealing with another runner that's coming through. But instead, in the early goings, Colorado Springs has been doing a lot of chasing, whereas I would be doing it a little bit more from a set block position, and then just making sure that my teammate has that covered whenever they fill into that gap.
Possession always helps, of course, and it's exactly what Colorado Springs has right now. Dylan gave it up. Chip coming back his way, did not have enough air underneath it. Some decent contact, Revelar with a touch. Soyberg trying to lift this thing up into the air. Successfully does that with Paul, having his jersey tugged a little bit.
That's a good job there by Paul. Ball comes in over the top. There's 4 or 5 Colorado Springs defenders around him. He realizes that he doesn't have the support, so instead of trying to force anything, he holds the ball up, draws that foul, and now Monterey Bay can settle down a little bit and get those numbers up front.
Campuzano was almost victimized a few minutes ago. Bierman with a decent look towards target, missed it by a couple of inches on a broken play. End of this first half, Jeff and myself will have stats, we'll have highlights, we'll have news and notes around USL Championship. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, at things that have come to a close and things that are en route. All that and then some at the end of 45. Careless turnovers. Switchbacks was there. Bryant lurking as well. Romero tries to switch the pitch for Colorado Springs. There's been a breakneck pace to this contest, and we see it on delay. On delay with some good real estate here. Has a man open on the right-hand side. Gave it up for a moment. Looking to thread. Oh, that shot just whiskers wide the target. Micheletto didn't get all of it, but he got enough power. Just missed that far left corner. And again, for the second time tonight, Campuzano escapes.
Well, it's good work in the early goings on that sequence from Andale. He does a good job backtracking, winning that ball back. As we get a look at it here, driving the ball, finds Micheletto, who's had an eye for the goal over the last 2 matches, and that one barely just sneaks wide. And he hit that shot from deep with some serious pace behind it. That ball had eyes for the side netting. But again, that's good defensive work that starts from Andale here, and then it transitions over to Micheletto, who's able to hit that shot.
How about this for some transition game? Oh, ball just ricochets off. Anya had it. Probably had a clean path towards target if he wanted to shoot it from out there.
Colorado Springs has done a great job of settling into this game. They're pretty fortunate not to be down 1-0. A couple good defensive plays. Ball hits the crossbar as well. But then from there, they've settled down. They've regained this possession, and now they're making Monterey Bay defend. And this is a Monterey Bay team that wants to have the ball. They want to be dynamic offensively. The more you can make them defend, the more frustrated they're going to get.
Weathering the storm, if you will. Switchbacks with a quick touch. Bryant here spins. That ball is intercepted. Picking his pocket was Micheletto.
Great step
Micheletto
there.
looking for a whole lot more. Micheletto tries to make a dangerous move, and a free kick just outside the 18.
It's a dangerous spot for a free kick, but what a good sequence that is from Micheletto. He does a great job, and the work starts defensively. Look at this step here. Does a great job taking the ball off of Bryant's foot, picks his head up, realizes he has this space, and then once he starts to feel this contact here, he's driving across, feels the contact, goes down, able to draw that foul. Went down a little bit easy there, if I'm being completely honest, but at the same time, he feels that contact, but it starts with good defensive work. Great job finding the space and driving that ball into the middle where anything can happen, and now it's a dangerous set piece on top of the box.
It was almost like you knew what I was going to ask you about him going down towards contact.
I thought the first one he definitely was fouled. If he would have gone down on that one, it wasn't for certain. But he had the continuation, and then it felt a little bit of contact.
See how this is delivered from just outside the 18 and straight away.
Yeah, this is a sweet spot. About 20 yards out. It's a little bit tough to get the ball up and over a wall here, so let's see if they try to pick out a corner, but when you're a goalkeeper, you're really not seeing the ball too much in this with all the traffic in front of you. So if you put this ball in frame, it should be something a little bit dangerous for Colorado Springs.
Biggest chance now for Colorado Springs on a set piece just outside the 18. How is it delivered? Is it Micheletto? It's exactly the case. Oh, the error just so close to making it 1-0. Gets a lot of velocity on that shot.
Oh, the wall does their job here. This ball had eyes for the back of the net. Perfect spin on it. He had the bend, he had the dip, but credit the wall for standing tall, jumping, corner, leaving their feet. Able to get a deflection on that, but it was a well-hit ball there for Micheletto.
Both keepers have been fortunate. This game could easily be 3-2 for one side right now.
Yeah, it's been good back and forth action here. Good momentum swings as well.
Matusala not happy with what's going on. A little rearranging of the furniture inside the 18. 25th minute. So Gordon got away with it. His contact against Micheletto was not cashed in for Colorado Springs, but they continue to threaten. Micheletto, low line drive. Clearmont, not his best, but Colorado Springs looking to maintain possession here. Seesaw action from Seaside. Turning towards the corner, fine defense by Monterey Bay. They're gonna try to ignite the attack. Common foul. Hasn't been a physical match just yet. Here am I. The guilty side. No major intent.
No, I think on this one, Monterey Bay is a little bit upset because it does look like it's a bit of a tactical foul. But Colorado Springs had numbers behind the ball. I think that's just the case. The ball gets stuck up under his foot. But unfortunately, the Colorado Springs player runs through him. But that's a much better job. I was talking about it earlier in the game, how Colorado Springs was getting exposed a little bit in transition. You saw the difference in that one, though. The ball turns over, and immediately that front line, the midfielders, they drop behind the ball, and they're able to establish that pressure to help out that back line. So it's a good adjustment in the game from Colorado Springs in terms of dealing with those transitional moments and making sure you're getting numbers behind the ball.
Was Paul down the deck, but he's okay. Ball awfully close to being touched by Colorado Springs, but Mahoney, fine body positioning just to fend off Soyberg. I know the two combatants will see each other again here shortly. 27th minute from Cardinale Stadium. Another near turnover. Micheletto does recover in time. Shots in this contest, 3-2 in favor of Colorado Springs. While we have a moment, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and much, much more. Select, player's choice. Rowdy night in USL Championship. A lot of games that have come to a close. Lexington and Las Vegas played to a ho-hum scoreless draw. Loudoun beat Tampa Bay at home. Tampa Bay's first home match of the season. Charleston upended Pittsburgh, jostling for positioning, and Monterey Bay scrambling a little bit.
That Loudoun group's off to a hot start.
Indeed they are. They're getting late in San Antonio, and oddly enough, Miami FC leads 2-1. It's a Miami team that has not won since late August of 2024. And oddly enough, Miami FC has beaten San Antonio in 2 consecutive years.
Funny how that works sometimes, and sometimes just certain teams match up.
I don't get it, man.
For whatever reason it is. There always seems to be those teams that do well against a team that it's pretty unexpected, but it's pretty consistent.
Orange County leading Sacramento 1-0. Phoenix and Detroit scoreless for now. And Tusula trying to glide that ball into the dangerous spot, but Monterey Bay unwavering defensively.
That's something that Monterey Bay needs to be careful of. He's able to pick that ball up and drive for a good 30+ yards before anybody makes a step. You can't be giving up that much space in the midfield without any type of form of confrontation, because then it opens up so many different options. And Micheletto's been everywhere tonight already.
Great anticipation. I think that's the biggest element so far in this contest for him.
You can tell he's a player that's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Comes to Colorado Springs after time in New Mexico. Fontana tees one up, an easy stop. Campuzano tracking that more comfortably than anything from Micheletto so far.
That's good football there, though. Fontana does a good job. He plays a 1-2, continues his run, keeps driving the ball towards the middle of the park, tries to hit it for the far post with pace. Goalkeeper in the right spot there, but good build-up play.
Some decent numbers, a one-hopper, easy to track for Romero, and all of a sudden, the shots continue to pile up.
I think that's the definition of back and forth right there.
'31st minute. No shortage of drama early on. Things, as I say, Jeff, things have tempered down maybe a little bit.
Just a little bit. I was going to say this last minute, I think where Colorado Springs has been on the ball is the first time that things have calmed down a little bit, but there's been a blistering pace in this game. And it's 0-0 for it's not for lack of quality chances and good opportunities. And it's been good momentum swings. Monterey Bay did a great job at the early goings of this game, the first 10-15 minutes, but now Colorado Springs has swung it back in their momentum, and now they're doing a good job in possession. It's a good back and forth game between two quality teams.
Real with the intercept. Real towards the back post. Ooh, it's a dangerous spot to put that ball in for Fontana. He's just not tall enough at 5'10". That shot, a one-hopper. Campuzano, easy there to manage it on the stop.
Not afraid to hit the ball from distance, this Colorado Springs team. We've seen it 3 or 4 times now.
More jostling. Lacroix could not win it. Who intended recipient was Bryant. Ball was played behind him, unfortunately. Irma was able to touch it, redirect it, and Colorado Springs trying to work through the back. Should be some interesting highlights at the end of this first half, and now the question is, will we have a goal in this affair? Each team with quality scoring opportunities. The creativity has been there. Set pieces have offered something. Campuzano quickly have to get rid of that. This could be some trouble. Irma glides it over for Dylan. Oh, a toe tap. Good stop by Campuzano. On the doorstep, Hanya got robbed, and it's still scoreless.
I am not sure how this ball does not find the back of the net. Hanya gets his tricky little touch. See if we can get another look at it here. It's good build-up play from Colorado Springs that leads to this opportunity. And once we get a look at it,
Dylan with the yellow in the 34th minute. Back to the sequence.
once we get a look at this, look at the ping pong ball action. It's a good through ball. He picks his head up. It's a great ball in, and it's that bit of skill, and then it's 1-2 touches. Hanya has 2 chances at it, and the ball just happens to fall into the goalkeeper's arms. But it's a great job here, picking the head up and a good bit of skill. And I guess that's 1-for-1 with goal line type clearances for each side now. Good defensive effort. Dylan does a great job of picking his head up, playing the simple pass. Hanya with a good bit of skill. That ball had eyes for the back of the net. The Monterey Bay's defense up to the chance, and the goalkeeper in the right place at the right time for that ping pong ball action that just falls right into his arms.
Yeah, give credit to Garcia, who blocked the initial shot. And Campuzano with the second and third save. Jeff, this is almost the equivalent of, watch out here, a bad pass on you to Dylan. Dylan just couldn't get to that ball in time.
It's a good recovery effort there. Turns the ball over, reacts appropriately, able to clear that ball out before the breakaway happens.
Carlos Guzman there to wipe away the opportunity. Things just happening so quickly for each side. Credit to each club not to panic.
Usually at some point late in the first half you expect the tempo to slow down, but it hasn't. You can tell that this is a big game for both of these teams. They both have something to prove in this league right now. And the effort's been there from both groups.
Quality night with the bright lights out. And good weather to do it in too, so play this one in. Romero searching far. Oh, looking for it! Revelar finds some twine! On the board and past Romero. It's the first one of the night. Monterey Bay on the board. It's 1-0.
And if you're Colorado Springs, you're going to be shaking your head. The cross comes in, unable to get a good clearance, and Revelar rises above and tucks it into that far post. But if you're Colorado Springs, this is what it's been talked about. You're conceding easy goals, and that's a clearance that just needs to go anywhere but where it goes. You have the opportunity to get that header, either put it out for a corner kick, do something with it. But Revelar is there, right place, right time to make the most of the Colorado mistake in the back and bury it into the far post.
Yeah, that goal brought to you by Taylor Farms. And for Revelar, he's rewarded for his valiant efforts so far in this contest. Second goal of the year. And for Monterey Bay, it's 1-0. I would be shocked if it's only 1-0 at the end of this first half, but it was bound to happen.
There was always going to be a goal in this game based off the start, but if you're Colorado Springs, the conversation has been about not taking moments off, putting together a full 90-minute performance. It's a bit unfortunate that the ball is not able to be cleared, but those are those momentary lapses. Those are those mistakes that lead to goals. Colorado Springs needs to do a better job defensively of not making those mistakes and making the other team earn it. Monterey Bay has done a good job this game, but they didn't earn that opportunity. That was an opportunity that was gifted to them. And unfortunately for the captain, the clearance goes right to Revelar, and you have to give him credit. He rose above it, was ready to react, and tucked that ball into a spot where Romero had no chance to make the save.
It's a goal scores goal for Revelar, no mistake about it. Capitalized on an opportunity that was given to him. And now it's Colorado Springs' turn to try and counter, but before all that happens, Soyberg and company out here on the right-hand side looking for a lot more than just one. Bonovich, crossing attempt, not to materialize.
It feels right to have a goal in this game, though.
Absolutely.
The way that the action's been, the back and forth. Of course, you don't want it to come off of any type of mistake. You want to see it in the build-up play, but the pace of this game deserved a goal, and that's what we got.
So the fans.
The fans, absolutely. They've turned up, having a good time, a lot to celebrate right now. But look for Colorado Springs to respond. I think that they had a lot of momentum before that goal happened. I expect them to keep that up.
Scored 10 goals so far now this season in 5+ matches. And the concessions continue for Colorado Springs. They've now given up 9 goals in 4+ matches.
And the main thing is you want to make teams earn their goals. You're okay if you get beat up with if you get beat by a shot that hits the corner from 20 out, but it's those mistake goals. Those are the ones that aren't going to sit well with you as a coach and as a group.
Should be a yellow card on Micheletto, and that's exactly the case. You know, it's interesting. Elvis Osmanovic was not going to pull it out. And then all of a sudden you see him take a double look at Micheletto and say, you know what, I got to give it to him.
Says, you know what, you deserve this one. Let's get another look at it here. Tries a little bit of skill here. That's just a little bit of a tactical foul, trying to prevent the counter. Anytime that you're grabbing shorts, grabbing legs, sticking your leg up in the air, you're setting yourself up for a yellow card.
So Micheletto playing on yellow. He might be the best player of the night for Colorado Springs. Now might have to play on the side of caution, at least for a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the descent, but I agree with him there. Wasn't too much for me on that one, on that foul call. But now that you're on a yellow card, you have to be careful, especially when it comes to talking to the ref. Just let that man be.
Be curious to see exactly what kind of changes are made at the end of the first half for Jordan Stewart. His team has played well. They haven't played perfect, but they have the advantage, and they have been fortunate on a couple of receiving punches by Colorado Springs. Gordon trying to maneuver around. He was signed earlier this year by Monterey Bay. Moved from MLS Next Pro last year. He was in North Texas SC. 41st minute. Gordon quickly getting rid of that ball. Dylan was tracking nicely. Got Buzano here. Neither team is slow to develop and try to counterpunch. They really try to pivot and go. Fontana. Real out wide to the left. Hanya, who got robbed earlier in this sequence. Pushed over to the right-hand side. Dylan near the 6. More opportunities here for Colorado Springs. Oh, the redirect. Dylan got stopped on the goal line. I don't know how. Is it a goal? That's exactly the case. Campuzano had a paw on it, but it goes past the goal line, and it's 1-1.
Oh, we need to get another look at this one. Really tight action here on the goal line. It's an incredible save. He does a great job recovering. The ball comes in. Dylan hits off of his shin. The goalkeeper does a great job reacting. Let's get a look at it here. Ball gets played across. Good reaction here. Just hits off of his shin, and it is a goal. It's a good reaction from the goalkeeper. Dylan, right place, right time. Ball bounces off of his shin. It's a dangerous ball across the box. Unlucky for the goalkeeper. His arm isn't just a little bit longer because it was a great reaction, but that's absolutely the right call from the referee. And a good response from this Colorado Springs team. It's a well-driven ball across the box. And Dylan just has his leg be at the right place at the right time, takes the proper redirect, able to get it over the line. I thought we had a save of the year candidate right there. I really did. But you have to give Colorado Springs credit for their response. They go down a goal. It's been good back and forth action. Able to get the ball in deep on that goal line and play a dangerous ball in the box. And that's what they say. When you get down there, play the ball low and hard. You never know what could happen. Unfortunately for Dylan, it bounces off of his shin and redirects over that goal line.
And for Dylan, it's his team leading 4th goal this season. The equalizer making it 1-1.
That was one of those, look what I found.
That's exactly it. Put himself in a prime scoring opportunity, and he was rewarded. Dylan wants to get it back, can he? Oh, the ball lofted, nearly got to him. Unfortunate, Fontana just couldn't put that over the defender. Mahoney thought it went off of Monterey Bay. No such luck. Fun first half.
Very fun, very exciting, good back and forth action. It's 1-1. It could easily be 2-2, 3-3. A lot of good goal scoring opportunities, and it's been a game that's been played at a very high level.
Monterey Bay has now scored 10 goals this season. Colorado Springs, they have scored 9 now, and they've conceded 9. I'll be curious to see how that plays out the entire year for them. 45th minute, we'll keep an eye on our 4th official to see exactly how much stoppage time we're provided. Dylan and Revelar have done the damage so far. Something tells me that's not going to be it for the evening. Ooh, that's a dangerous play just outside the 18. So Osmanovic swallows his whistle. Micheletto let it go by. Anya trying to grab the corner. Can't do it. It'll be a corner kick for Colorado Springs, and they're going to have about 1 minute of stoppage time.
Bagel corner.
I like what Hanya's brought to the lineup tonight. Dynamic look, fast, doing a good job getting into that end line. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a goal as well in this one already.
The 4th official has
Here's the confirmation. 1 more minute for this first half. Before that happened, I don't know exactly what caused that contact, but Soyberg picking himself off the deck. And
I never like these situations, especially as a defending team. You just defended one corner. The goalkeeper did a good job gathering it. The cross came in. You dealt with it. But now you have to deal with it again. So you need to switch back on after the referee stop the rhythm of play.
Campuzano talking to his teammates. Players just outside the 6. Pretty good spark. Campuzano fists that ball out.
Good goalkeeping there, strong off his line.
On the retreat. Micheletto working towards the back post. The header volleyed around. They were searching for Dylan. No such luck. The connection was not made, but a blistering first half of ball has finally come to a close. All in all, a haymaker for a haymaker, and it's 1-up at the end of 45.
Good back and forth action. I thought Monterey Bay had a bright start to this game. Unfortunate that they weren't able to get a couple goals there in the first 5 minutes, but then credit Colorado Springs. They really settled into this one. They tightened things up defensively, made life a little bit harder for Monterey Bay. They took that blow on the goal. They made a mistake defensively, but then they were able to respond. I expect a lot more fireworks here in the second half. Both teams going to regroup a little bit, try to get control of this game a little bit more on both sides. But you have to give them credit for an exciting first half.
Yeah, it certainly was the case for Adrian Revelar, his 2nd goal of the season, and for Justin Dillon, his team-leading 4th goal of the year for Colorado Springs. First half is in the books, but we are not done just yet. Halftime reports, stats, stories, and a whole lot more coming up next. 1-1 is the score.
Hi Monterey Bay FC fans, my name is Jeremy Vanderkratz. I'm the owner of Signs by Van, a local sign company that's been in business since 1981. With over 25,000 signs built to date, we have the largest running staff in all of Monterey County. But don't take my word for it. Have a look around Cardinelli Stadium and you'll see our craftsmanship all around you. Find your way in, find a drink, find your food, find your seat, and find us at signsbyvan.com.
Hola.
¿Alguna otra cerveza?
No, Michelob Ultra.
Ok, ahora vuelvo.
Are you paying too much for your car insurance? Call Coast Auto Insurance to receive a free quote and see how much you could save. Coast works with over 50 different insurance companies to make sure you get the best rate for your car, motorcycle, home, or business. Coast is a local company with local people. We do vehicle registration, SR22, and insurance for Mexico. Call Coast Auto Insurance today for a free quote and see how much we can save you. Or go to coastautoinsurance.com, where your peace of mind is guaranteed.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
At the break from Cardinale Stadium, fans all bundled up on a comfortable Saturday night. Seaside, California, Monterey Bay scored first. Colorado Springs countered. 1-1 is the score. Now we have some time to take a look at some upcoming schedules for the combatants here tonight. First off, for Monterey Bay, not an easy road, is it, for the next 5 away from the happy confines of Seaside?
I was going to say, road being the key word in that one. That's why this game is so important tonight. You want to pick up your points at home. You want to try to get 3 points every time you can when you're playing at home, especially when you have a slate like this coming up away at Lexington, away at New Mexico, a quick home visit to Miami, and then again, you're hitting the road. So it's a lot of travel coming up here, so that's why it's important to pick up these points at home as best you can.
Got to find it any way that you can. Miami getting their first win of the season, but it will be a tall task for them, for Monterey Bay, to keep up the trend that they're on right now. Conversely, for Colorado Springs, they go back home against a quality El Paso squad.
Well, I think for this one especially, this is what makes the USL so challenging, is that any time that you step on the field, anybody can beat anybody. And for Colorado Springs, a team that's really trying to find their rhythm, I think that a result tonight goes such a long way when you're talking about building that momentum. You look at this schedule, they have 3 out of the next 5 at home, so that's a good opportunity for them to start growing into this season and start putting up some points and stacking those 3 points, especially if they're able to pull off a good result here against a good Monterey Bay team.
Shocking as it is, with the amount of opportunities in the first half, we only have 2 goals. But stay tuned. Sure to be a lot more than just that on the scoreboard once we reach full time. 1-1 is the score. We've got some more stats and some highlights right around the corner.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Oh, he finds the back of the net. Birmingham's on the board.
Overhead kick and it's in! 4-1 Locomotive.
This week on USL All Access, Ryan Helfrich, president of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, joins us to talk their first game in 9 months at the stadium. In Division I and promotion and relegation for the Rowdies. Phoenix Rising knocking off the only perfect team remaining, and 5 teams waited until the 75th minute to salvage at least a point or better. Championship play is fast and furious. Things are starting to be wide open. Join us.
Sacco. Margarita. Margarita! Oh, wow! What a goal for Phoenix! An avalanche in San Antonio. And Rising Abukura comes onto it. Timing into the box, a low shot, a brilliant move. Out to the team, Abukura. Goal number 3 on the year. Long throw taken, Abukura. Slips past one, already won today. Makes it a brace. The Ab to the team, Abukura show continues.
As Montage Health celebrates its 90th anniversary, we're taking a look at the past, recognizing how we started and where we are heading. Over the decades, we have grown from a hospital to an entire healthcare system. Today, Montage Health remains an independent, locally owned, nonprofit organization. We are proud to offer healthcare services for every chapter of life. At Montage Health, our history of excellence is rooted in a commitment to our community. That commitment lives on today and for the next 90 years and beyond.
Back here live from Seaside, California, Jeff Atinella. I'm David Gascon. Monterey Bay all locked up with Colorado Springs. 1-1 is the tally while we have a moment in time. Give you some news and some notes. It's all about the press. Jeff, what do we got?
Well, we look at here, 453,000 viewers tuned in to watch San Antonio versus Phoenix on CBS last week. A new league record. Credit to all the fans and credit to everybody that tuned into that one. Exciting times for the USL. Speaking of San Antonio, coach and player of the month came from San Antonio. They have been off to a hot start, even though they just lost that game to Miami, which we talked about a little bit earlier. Sometimes scores don't make as much sense as you think they would. Then again, over on Rhode Island, the stadium update, they are going to be ready to kick off that debut on May 3rd. Exciting times in the USL, exciting times for the CBS broadcast, and as well as Rhode Island is getting that stadium.
So that's what we got for news and notes. That's on tap as well. We get to take a look at a couple other games that'll be going on that we have high interest in. Oakland and Orange County is a curious one. What catches your eye?
So for me, I'm really looking for this Indy 11 Charleston game. I think that those are two quality teams, and anytime you get a matchup like that, I think that it's going to bring a high level. But also you have Phoenix Rising versus Sacramento, which is also going to be a high quality game. Really a good schedule of games here in week 7 coming up everywhere you look, as well as Loudoun, who's extremely hot, playing against the Pittsburgh squad as well. Should be a good week of action.
Tampa Bay, Lou City, 4:30 Pacific on Galazzo. As week 7 of USL Championship. Well, got a lot more to chew on in this contest. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half goals, but also plenty of saves, some shots that really found the mark, and some stats as well. 1-1 is the score. Go anywhere.
Hi Monterey Bay FC fans, my name is Jeremy Vanderkratz. I'm the owner of Signs by Van, a local sign company that's been in business since 1981. With over 25,000 signs built to date, we have the largest running staff in all of Monterey County. But don't take my word for it. Have a look around Cardinelli Stadium and you'll see our craftsmanship all around you. Find your way in, find a drink, find your food, find your seat, and find us at signsbyvan.com.
At recess right now, back at the break, Seaside, California, Monterey Bay and Colorado Springs locked up at 1-1. More theatrics on the other side. But in the meantime, Jeff, we take a look at the first half highlights in the
chin. And that's just like that. There was a lot more highlights from that clip as well, but we just don't have enough time to show you all the action that went down there in that first half.
I guess the one compelling question is this. What changes would you make for each coaching staff to begin the second half?
That's a good question. I mean, I think for a Monterey Bay, I would just try to get back to what I was doing a little bit more in the early goings of the game, try to be dominant in that possession and see if you can gather the ball a little bit more. And then if you're Colorado Springs, I honestly wouldn't change much. I think Colorado Springs did a great job responding. Outside of the very first 10, 15 minutes of the game, they really took a little bit more control. They were organized defensively, and then they started to be a lot more dynamic in the attack. So for me, if you're Monterey Bay, try to reestablish that ability to possess the ball so that you're making Colorado Springs chase a little bit more.
Yeah.
But like I said, I thought Colorado Springs, what I would have changed during the course of that first half, they did a good job of defending a little bit less chaotic and more organized so you could take advantage of those opportunities.
There was some contact just outside the 18, but this provides an interesting element. Lacroix, who's down right now, but Monterey Bay trying to seek another advantage here early in the second half.
Good job here for Monterey Bay, a bright start. They did the same thing at the start of the first half. Got on that front foot, put Colorado Springs under pressure, as we see here. Bryant doing a good job fighting through it, and then here we draw the foul in a dangerous area here. Good job here from Paul. Through a lot of different traffic, keeping control of that ball, keeping his foot on it, able to draw this. And this is an awkward place here for a free kick. This isn't a place where you practice a lot of free kicks here. The best thing for me, if you're Monterey Bay, maybe they try to do something off the training ground. Maybe they slip it wide for a shot from this angle. They have a lot of players around, so I'd be on the lookout for that. They're pulling a lot of numbers out of the box, so don't be surprised if they try to put something on target here.
Paul retying his kicks. Soyberg and Bryant are both there. Looks to be Bryant. It will be Bryant. No man's land and just not good placement.
Those are always awkward places for a free kick, because I think for me, what I would do in that situation is just the same thing that I was talking about. Colorado Springs does a good job of driving that ball low.
Yeah.
If you drive that ball low, you never know what can happen. Colorado Springs defender could be backing up into it. Monterey Bay players attacking, just try to get a foot on it and redirect it. I think when you put that ball high, you're kind of taking out that element of all the bodies in there that might be able to deflect that ball on goal.
Yeah, you're necessarily not trying to score off of it. You just want a redirect that lands on the foot of one of your guys,
Just drive it into that traffic, because it's the same thing we saw it on the Colorado Springs goal.
Mm-hmm.
That ball across the goal, it could hit anybody. It happened to hit Dylan, so it ended up getting credit for the goal. But it could hit off a Monterey Bay defender. It could hit off of anybody when you drive that ball low on the ground like that.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as a goalkeeper, I hated crosses that were low. Low crosses, there's so much chaos that can go on and you don't feel as comfortable coming off of your line. But a ball in the air, that's what I practiced every single day. You put that ball in the air, I know what I'm doing, I can read it as well. But that ball on the ground, there's just so much traffic that as a goalkeeper, you get a little bit frozen.
Sure. Reading flight, a lot easier than a ball that's skipping across the surface.
And there's just so many legs. Anything could happen when you drive that ball across the ground like that.
Scores 1-1 for now. No changes for either side in terms of player substitutions. Garcia did a fine job defending in the opening half. Campuzano had to work quickly on that. Guzman lobs this ball into the attacking third, and then quickly the pressure from Monterey Bay, forcing a turnover.
I like that from Monterey Bay. We didn't see that as much in the first half. Just a long ball in over the top. Let your pressure step up and then force Colorado Springs to do something with the ball in their defensive half, and there they just have to kick it out of bounds. Now you can establish this possession higher up the field.
Job by Ivanovic to escape that corner. Oh, puzzling right there is Gug was trapped in one corner. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more. The #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
I mean, we're 50 minutes into this game. There hasn't been a dull moment.
No.
Both teams bringing a lot of pressure to the ball consistently across the game, not really letting anybody settle on the ball.
Yeah, there's nights where you see a couple teams play and they're just, both sides are comfortable. And tonight, it doesn't look like you can even brace for impact.
Well, it's just been very back and forth. Normally, there's a moment in a game where one of the teams decides, okay, we're going to sit in a little bit and let them build a little bit and then try to press from there. But both teams have been throwing numbers at the ball consistently. Anytime somebody on either team has a touch on the ball, there's always a defender there that's closing quickly into that space. And a lot of different times throughout the course of games, you see teams relax a little bit with that pressure, but we've seen it consistently from both teams.
Knowing what you know about Colorado Springs this year compared to last year, and seeing how they're playing tonight, does it give you a sense that they're probably in that position where they can't afford to pack it in because they are vulnerable in the back line?
I think that right now what we're seeing is a Colorado Springs team that came to Monterey Bay and wants all 3 points. You know, I think that this is a team that they decided, you know what, Monterey Bay is a team that's hot in this league, but we still feel like this is our league. We won this league last year. We have a lot of veterans. We have a lot of experience, and we need to put together a full 90-minute performance. So what you're seeing is a Colorado Springs team that wants to bring the attack to Monterey Bay, which is not something that you see a lot from a lot of road teams. A lot of road teams are more comfortable packing it in, playing a little bit more defensively, but we haven't seen that at all from Colorado Springs. So as a fan of the game, I appreciate that from what we're seeing from Colorado Springs, because this is a team that I feel like they need to get 3 points.
Sure.
Especially against a team that's hot, a team that's been in a good rhythm, good form of play. If they can come in here and get all 3 points and play the style that they want to play, it kind of puts that stamp on the league and says, you know what, this is still our league. We're still capable of doing this, and this is a good turning point for them early in this season.
It's a great observation, just given the circumstances of tonight's affair, being only a handful of games in.
This is an early marker game for me, especially when you're talking about jockeying for positioning and, you know, who are the top dogs, and where you're talking about 2 teams that are of high quality. Even though Colorado Springs' record doesn't reflect it, this is a very high quality team. And this is a Monterey Bay team that's a young upstart team that they're really feeling high on their confidence right now. So I think what you're seeing is this is kind of a key moment, a key game in the early goings of this season where both of these teams are trying to cement themselves a little bit.
Monterey Bay, their best start in franchise history over a 5-game stretch, 3-1-1. Colorado Springs trying to get to 500. Points so far, and a couple games on their ledger that have not gone their way. A couple of draws and a loss, but the one victory, they want another one here tonight. Dillon was open and available on the right-hand side. That opportunity did close, though. That's some pretty decent convergence outside. A lazy ball. Pisano there to swallow it up.
That's a good bit of defending there for Monterey Bay as well. It looked like Colorado Springs had the numbers, but they did a good job forcing that ball to go backwards, not allowing those through balls to come into the gap. I thought Colorado Springs had a good opportunity there. Maybe if they played one extra pass out wide, they would have been in behind, but you have to give Monterey Bay credit for that transitional defending.
Do keep the pressure on, though. Ivanovic.
Also, it's probably helpful that these guys can run so much because it's such a perfect night.
Yeah, it's mid-50s on a Saturday evening. A little bit of the marine layer that'll set in. Dillon down the middle of the park. And again, for Colorado Springs, they've been playing as the aggressor tonight, not with possession all the time. They've been matching wits with Monterey Bay. Nicoletto, good job of escaping for a moment. Swayberg, just the common foul, but they quickly restart it. Nicoletto at the top of the box. See if that ball does come his way. That won't be the case. And who's this go off? Possession will go to Monterey Bay.
can't go out throughout the course of this game. I've mentioned his name quite a lot, but Micheletto's brought such a difference to the starting lineup. He's been a real bright spot. He scored the 2 goals off the bench last game, but tonight he's just been everywhere. He's been in the midfield, not only working defensively, but offensively. He's done a good job of swinging that ball from side to side. We saw him that set piece. He's not resting. He's not letting Monterey Bay recover and rest. He gets that set piece, he puts the ball down, immediately plays it wide, and tries to continue to keep that pressure on Monterey Bay. So for me, he's a player who's made a huge impact on the game tonight, and especially when you're talking about the flow of the way that Colorado Springs wants to play. He's been a huge difference maker.
Yeah, he can erase a lot of mistakes and also mask weaknesses of this team.
That's what you need. That's what you need from a midfielder. Somebody that's not afraid to go get the ball, but also do that work defensively. So when that ball does turn over, he's somebody that's there getting stuck in right away and setting that tempo.
Guzman trying to get rid of that ball quickly. And controlled for Colorado Springs. Just carrying around and gonna run here. Ivanovic, good placement on the cross, a little bit too long. Romero hustling for it. And then we got players mucking it up on the far side of the pitch.
Yeah, Romero doing a little bit of chasing there, but this is a dangerous ball in here from Ivanovic. Just unfortunate he's not able to wrap his foot around it just enough to find Paul making that run. And then Romero tracks his cross all the way across, tries to catch up to it. Ends up getting the foul call, here. I think it was on Paul. But that's a great run there from Ivanovic. Just unfortunately, he's not able to wrap his foot around it just a little bit more because Paul was in behind on that defensive line. Had nothing but goal in front of him. Just unable to connect. Whenever you're a goalie and you're out in those areas, I've been out there before, it's a little bit of foreign territory. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you're making runs like that.
You're left on an island, 58th minute. Monterey Bay forcing with the pressure and the turnover. Buzano. Colorado Springs, the date with El Paso on the 19th. Monterey Bay gets Lexington SC next. Ball across the inland, that's exactly the case. So more of the pressure from Monterey Bay resulting in turnovers. Paul quickly back to Garcia, who felt the pressure. Buzano, and he gives it right back. While we have a moment, can't watch the match? Well, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Romero down on his wallet. Going towards the hamstring.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna speculate here, but as a goalkeeper, when you're making a sprint to your corner flag, that's not something that you're really used to doing. I wouldn't be surprised if that flared something up a little bit in his leg.
Well, we have a moment. Take a look at the activity. All in the first half of the 2 goals that were scored. Felt like there probably should have been more than just 2, but we got those nonetheless.
Yeah, this one comes off of a long ball, and again, we talk about Colorado Springs. They've been trying to clear up these mistakes defensively. It's a mistake here, and he's able to absolutely capitalize on that. Just what a brilliant finish that is. Right place, right time, and we see this again. This is why I talk about these low-driven balls. Look at all the traffic. Drive this ball low. You never know what could happen. Dylan, right place, right time. Incredible effort from the goalkeeper, but the ball did creep over the line there. And you said it, we could have more than 2 goals in this game very, very easily. There's been goal line clearances, some shots off the crossbar. Just consistent action here for the first 60 minutes.
Rebelar, his 2nd goal of the season for Monterey Bay. Dylan counters with his 4th of the year to lead the team.
What I like about this Monterey Bay team is this is his 2nd goal of the season. They have goal scorers across the roster. Yeah. Everybody's been scoring goals for this team, and that's a sign of a team that's creating multiple different goal scoring opportunities consistently. And it's not just one player doing the work, it's a cohesive unit moving the ball, creating spaces for one another, not caring who ends up on the score sheet, just getting the job done.
10 on the year that they have scored. +5 in the goal differential. Nicoletto tries to put it in a dangerous spot. No such luck. Ivanovic. Some heavy contact there and be ruled against Fontana. He's not happy with it. We'll have a change here in a moment, looks like, from at least one team. Campuzano. '63rd minute. Second half has not been as theatrical as the first half.
I might have jinxed it. I said it didn't calm down, and then it calmed down. It had to at some point. It was at a blistering pace.
Nicoletto peels this thing back. Tusla gives it up to Romero. Romero's hamstring looks to be okay for right now. Monterey Bay still applying the heat. Paul trying to deliver that pressure, and Monterey Bay ever so close to intercepting. Colorado Springs for the time being escapes. On delay. Had a couple of quality chances in the first half. Panya probably felt like he should have scored. Turns one corner, gives it up. Low delivery intended for Dylan. It's a bad ball, and it goes back to Monterey Bay. One change coming up for Monterey Bay. Malati coming in. Xavi will replace Ethan Bryant.
Entering the match, number 88, Xavi Malati.
So Malati will come in. And Bryant.
I thought Bryant did a good job tonight, inserted into the starting lineup. Did the work defensively, but also found himself on the front foot on the attacking side of the field. Had a couple different opportunities. Good shift there.
Ivanovic looks like his night is also over with. Looping around a little bit.
Exiting the match, number
Malongo will check in for him.
Ivanovic.
So 2 quick changes. Malongo in. It's the first time this year that Malongo is coming off the bench to appear in the contest. He started in all 5 matches up to this point until tonight. Dylan spins but can't turn around to fire. Some contact. Do we see yellow? It's exactly the case. It's going to be the second one of the night for Colorado Springs. Fontana, the guilty party. Don't forget, Nicoletto picked up yellow early in the first half.
Yeah, and on this one, Fontana, just after the play, the ball's gone on. He steps in for that challenge, clips the heels. Referee was right on top of it. No argument from Fontana either.
Perhaps getting the sense of a quick attack by Colorado Springs, or excuse me, Monterey Bay, but Colorado Springs perhaps stuck in a vulnerable position, and Fontana picking up yellow for a good reason. Longo putting the heat on, just entering the contest. Colorado Springs making their own change. So we get changes all the way across the pitch. Zach Zondi coming into the contest. So changes for each side. Gurima, good performance.
Brought to you by BBSI.
Intended for Dylan, he takes a tumble. Tonight's substitutions all brought to you by BBSI. 2 quick ones for Monterey Bay. Colorado Springs now doing the same. Vandy, who's in now. Dylan just getting back up to his feet, and there he is. Goal scorer for Colorado Springs looking comfortable right now. '68th minute.
It's a very positive first touch from Paul.
Longo. Just a one-on-one ball there. And now Monterey Bay will slow down and lower the temperature a little bit. There are points in a match where a team doesn't want to overextend. Do you feel like that's the case right now for somebody here, Jeff?
Not really, to be honest. I think that both teams are right now feeling each other out a little bit more as this game settles down a little bit. It's been at such a blistering pace.
Yeah, broke free on the left-hand side. A quick step, heavy contact inside the 18. No whistle and no call. Oh my. Hanya, who got dropped, is beside himself on the opposite side of the pitch.
There's no foul call there from the referee. It's a quick counter-attacking opportunity for Colorado Springs, but if there's no foul call, then we have to give.
Longo here. Longo trying to work to the back post. No such luck.
Well, right when I thought the game was about to slow down, it picks up that back and forth action that we've been talking about. But on the flip side, Hanya goes down, and if there's no foul on that play, it's an absolute brilliant tackle there. Great recovery defending, and Monterey Bay is taking this momentum from it.
See what is provided, a shot on goal. Romero pats it down, no rebound.
As we get another look at it here, Hanya it's a good positive first touch, but that's an absolute brilliant tackle there. Great recovery defending from Lions. Great challenge, gets all ball. Good no call from the referee, even better defending. Well-timed challenge.
Lions with a nice impact there.
Again, another player making the most of his starting opportunity. That's a big-time challenge there. Great tackle. And that's Colorado Springs taking the most of that opportunity. They see the opportunity to catch him on a counterattack. It's that good long ball in over the top. Sometimes route one is your best bet, but credit Lions for that recovery defending.
He's not been in USL Championship for a long period of time. Began with El Paso, making his 4th start of the year for Monterey Bay. Back line has been tremendous tonight for Monterey Bay. Just to somewhat manage the onslaught from Colorado Springs.
Those are the types of balls that as the pace of this game and the possession orientation of this game has slowed down a little bit. For the first 55 minutes, 60 minutes or so, there's a lot of quick passes, a lot of movement, but as you get a little bit more tired legs, those long balls over the top on both sides are the things that the defense needs to be aware of. Once you start to establish that possession a little bit, if that ball turns over quickly and you have a forward with fresh legs on or a forward that's able to make those runs in behind, both defenses need to be switched on for those quick counter-attacking opportunities, because as this game goes on, those are going to be the types of moments that really open this thing up.
Another long ball, but convergence of Monterey Bay's back line. Stout. Mahoney, who had a somewhat giveaway that led to the first goal of this contest, and it went to Monterey Bay.
That's a tough part for Colorado right now. Monterey Bay's played a high level, but they really haven't created too many chances that we're doing an awful lot of that work, and that goal comes off of a mistake, and that's something that Colorado Springs been trying to clean up. They've done a great job responding from that goal, but I know that that's something they'll go back on and look at when the game's over, and know that they have to eliminate those types of moments.
That'll be a foul. And Dylan, who got taken down, this is a free kick, and Guzman is not happy with the ruling.
To get a look at it here, Dylan's done a great job tonight in this role as well. Just tripped up, hands on the back. A smart target forward. Anytime you feel those hands on the back, you're going to hit the deck, try to draw that foul and a dangerous opportunity. Guzman feels a little bit hard done, but you have to keep those hands down so you don't give the referee the opportunity to make that call, and you don't give the forward the opportunity to fall over.
Good gamesmanship from Dylan. He's enjoying his 2nd year with Colorado Springs.
It's a dangerous free kick for a player like Nicoletto. He's been whipping in dangerous balls all night long. Look for him to put this ball right on top of that 6-yard box. Try to find one of these Colorado Springs players running onto it.
Yeah, Dylan's also in the vicinity. See if he receives it. Nope, goes to the back post. Nobody around though. Open slot and a shot that goes way wide of the target. Hania trying to pick a corner.
Not a bad effort from that distance. I like to see Nicoletto try to drive that ball a little bit more to the action. It seems like a couple of these free kicks are trying to put that ball to that far post for the header back across, but in that situation, just trying to put that thing right in the middle of the box.
So it goes back to Colorado Springs. Fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Galazzo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. lost an edge, kept possession. It's intriguing to see if another goal will be scored tonight. And from who? Dylan softly played across on the left-hand side. On-man rush! Great stop by Campuzano! Game-saving maybe. And a heads-up play by the keeper just to fully extend and get that left paw out.
This is an absolute textbook save, but it comes off of this play from Colorado here. Dylan does a good job getting the ball out wide. He takes a touch, picks his head up. This is what you want to do as an attacking player. Drive that ball low to the far post, only to be outdone by the goalkeeper, Campuzano. He does a great job. He steps up off of his line, closes down that angle, gets his body low, sticks that hand out, and that is a brilliant save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Zanny got a lot on it. Kept it low on the deck. Corner of the header. Awfully close. Right idea. And for Colorado Springs, they continue to ask questions.
I mean, that was a great goal scoring opportunity. Good job by Dylan being unselfish, getting that ball out wide, but Campuzano, I can't even tell you how difficult those saves are. Hard driven balls across your body, low on the ground. Those are tough saves to make, and he does just enough.
Rebelar scored the first goal of the night, the second of the year in the opening half. It's somewhat quiet here in half number 2. Not for lack of effort, just the touches have not been there.
Colorado Springs has done a good job of establishing this possession. And Monterey Bay got a bright start to the first half and a bright start to the second half, but once things calm down a little bit, Colorado Springs has been the dominating team in terms of being on top of the ball, trying to create the most opportunities, eliminating chances for the opposing team. They've really settled into this game, and they're still searching for all three. They're not going to rest with just 1 point in this one.
Almost has the feel of a late season push for both these clubs, like they were searching for a playoff spot.
It's a big statement game. We talked about it earlier. It's a big statement game for both teams.
Zandy push it over to the right-hand side. On delay, could not complete the act. Like he's cramping up for a moment. Yeah, facial expression is just that.
The universal cramp sign.
Mahoney, oh, he was just fortunate enough to push that ball out to the left. Otherwise, Monterey Bay would have been on an odd man rush. Speaking of rush, the attack, good cleanup in the back line. Looked like Gordon was able to wipe away that threat. End of this contest, we'll have full-time stats and highlights in the post-game show. Monterey Bay heads to Kentucky after this. April the 19th against Lexington. Colorado Springs will have El Paso in their own backyard.
Hey, Gav, are we in the 3 in the middle?
Both teams extending the pressure. Trying to force something. 2 goals scored, both in the opening half. Dylan was the equalizer late in the opening 45. 43rd minute to be exact. Revelar drew first blood for Monterey Bay. Colorado Springs leads the all-time series, 4 up and 2 down. Here's Galloway checking in here in a moment. The substitution brought to you by BBSI. So Galloway comes in. Galloway from parts nearby, Carmel, California, making his 6th appearance of the year. Second minute. Ball had a little bit too much run on it. Goes right back to Monterey Bay. Somewhat shocking that this score is only 1-1.
Well, with about 9 minutes or so plus stoppage time left in this one, it's going to be who's going to be able to get their foot on the ball and establish a little bit more. Right now it's a little bit of ping pong ball back and forth. Colorado Springs has been on the ball a little bit more in the second half, but who can pick up this tempo a little bit, try to force a little bit, get their foot on the ball, get the tempo of this game back up to speed, try to catch those gaps, try to find these different opportunities and on goal.
Paul recovered nicely, gave it up. Trying to operate from a sharp corner. Paul runs out of real estate, towards the back post, had a man available, just could not connect the dots.
Had a couple different options back there. Unfortunately, it hits the head of the Colorado Springs player, but good look.
Lofted up near the 6. Oh, there's the go-ahead goal! On the board off the sidelines in the 83rd minute. Milago makes it 2-1, Monterey Bay.
A couple points for the goal, but even more points for that celebration. Are you kidding me? 83rd minute, we just talked about it. Who's going to be the difference maker in this game? Lions doing a good job, and it's this high arcing ball that comes in. Could Romero have come off of his line? I'm not sure, but Malongo doing a great job finding that space in behind the back line, able to make the most out of it, and it's just a nice, easy redirect. Colorado Springs allows Malongo to get in off of that back shoulder, finds that space in front of the net. It's too easy of a cross out wide. There's no pressure on the ball. Gives the player all day long to pick their head up, pick out Malongo, and he makes the absolute most of that opportunity. And credit Monterey Bay. They've held in. Colorado's been dominating a little bit more of the possession in this second half, but you have to give Monterey Bay tons of credit for their response. Good job defensively and making the most of that opportunity. And credit to Malongo as well. What a celebration that is. You see a lot of back flips, you don't see a lot of front flips.
Well, that goal brought to you by Taylor Farms. And for Malongo, it's his 2nd goal of the season. You got to give a ton of credit to Soyberg, who had the assist on it.
It's a great ball in, and then there's no pressure on the ball from Colorado Springs. The ball turns over, nobody's stepping out. Soyberg has all day to pick his head up, and then they're off and running again. He has all day to pick his head up, pick out that runner to the far post, and then Malongo able to creep in off of that back shoulder. The marking has to be tighter on that far post in that situation, but give Monterey Bay credit for their response.
Do we have a counter from Colorado Springs? That's the big question. To their credit, it's been punch after punch delivered by both teams tonight.
I mean, we just talked about it. Who is going to be the difference maker? Who is going to gain that possession, try to establish something in the half? But again, if you're Colorado Springs, just too loose defensively to allow that goal. Let's see if they have a little bit more fight in them here with 5 minutes and a little bit of stoppage time.
he gave it up. Let's see if he does get it back. On delay, takes a shot. Oh, a great stop by Campuzano. It's the second time in this half he's come up huge.
Another big time save from the Monterey Bay goalkeeper. And that ball was hit with absolute pace. It had eyes for that side netting, doing a great job with that diving save down to his right.
McClaw marked offside by the near side official. Back to the sequence, please.
As we get another look at it, Anderlecht's done a good job tonight. He drives this ball inside, and look at this ball. It has eyes for that far post, but Campuzano's all over it. He reads this off of his foot. As Anderlecht's open up his hip, he's able to make that dive. The ball curls around the defender, but credit Campuzano for having eyes on it the entire way, getting good push to the ball and putting that rebound in a place where it's out of danger. That's two big-time saves for the Monterey Bay goalkeeper here in the second half.
Going to have another change here in a moment. Alongo burning some clock now.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit early for that one. There's still a lot of game left to be taking it to the corner, but he's able to get the ball, reestablish that possession deep in Colorado Springs defensive half. Talk about the big time saves from Campuzano. That one earlier as well, the game's tied 1-1. He doesn't make that save, totally different game.
It's a shameless match will come to a conclusion shortly, because it's been fun, wire to wire.
I think one of the most impressive things for me about Monterey Bay throughout the course of this 5-game and now 6-game streak that they're on for this season, of course they need to hold this result, but it's just been very professional performances. They've done a good job of grinding out results. They've done a good job of responding blow for blow. Let's see if they can hold on to this one.
It's taken out. I see a yellow card here for embellishing. Yeah, that's exactly the case. He's going to see yellow.
Yeah, no arguments either. Getting a look at it here. He takes his touch wide. Probably felt like the defender was going to make that run through, but credit the defender, does a good job of holding up his challenge once he sticks his foot in. Hanya already had eyes hitting the deck. But to my point, Monterey Bay's just been, for a team that's young, a bunch of new players in, a group that's trying to really come together as a team, they've just done a good job of grinding out professional performances. Colorado Springs has gone blow for blow with them, but they've been able to respond. They've been able to play well defensively. Soyberg with another quality shift, defensive-minded sub coming in, trying to grind this result out, try to get all 3 points. Just very impressive start to the season.
Now it's Lotta coming in. A substitution brought to you by BBSI. So the changes mount up. Cos Santos also coming in for Colorado Springs. For Santos, it's his first appearance of the year. Changes for Colorado Springs late. Question is, do they have any kind of influence? Minute. How much added time will be given to Colorado Springs?
A yellow card has been issued in the 88th minute to Colorado Switchbacks number 20, Yosuke Hanya.
That's a good ball.
track to see the fourth official. What do we have? Keem Ward, who just checked in. He's moving around Nicoletto with good pace. Ward here. Ward, Zandy, the crossing attempt, the header just too tall for Dylan. Nicoletto, watch out! Campuzano says no again.
I mean, talk about a goalkeeper making some big-time saves for a team. Nicoletto hits this ball in an absolute pill. This ball had eyes for the net, but Campuzano's just been up to the task every single time. Makes the right decision. The ball is driven at him, but that ball is knuckling. It's moving. And he has just been up to the task here in this second half.
Ward holding possession for his side. Near giveaway. No, it is a dead giveaway for Monterey Bay. Alongo, who has the go-ahead goal to make it 2-1 Monterey Bay. Question is, will it hold up? It's the second goal of the season. The goal plus the front flip. It's been the theatrics here in the second half. More to come, we'll find out. Dylan, oh, it just could not get to that ball with full extension. So 4 minutes of stoppage time. As soon as I say that, Guzman goes down with a cramp.
If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will.
This match has had just about everything. Lozano has been strong. Alongo trying to add more salt to the wound. Not working with the left, try to redirect with his right to no avail, but up as a corner kick. This corner kick brought to you by Bagel. Now trying to hustle.
You guys gotta say, you gotta get back.
Fans, let's be loud! Bagel corner!
Bagel corner will go pretty much nowhere. It's what you'd expect from Monterey Bay. See how Monterey Bay plays this if they continue to press.
For Colorado, just gotta start throwing numbers, try to get the ball into the box. Dump it long, try to pick up the second ball. Not much time left in this one.
Well, if this is round one, I'd love to see what round two provides. Back in Colorado. Colorado Springs has won 4 of the first 6 matches between these two sides. Do they get upended here this evening? Could be the last breath. Nicoletto. Long throw in. Dylan fighting off one defender. Ball placed in a troubling spot. Ball's gonna go right back to Colorado Springs. Working quickly. Santos tries to put it in a dangerous spot again. Nobody around for Colorado Springs. The fans applauding the effort all the way out to Romero, and he had to be. Romero to Santos out wide. Santos the chip in the box. Campuzano elevates, and he settles it down. Elvis Osmanovic, our lead official, looking at his watch. And we're close. One final breath, and that, as they would say, is that. An impressive performance from both combatants in this contest, but another 3 for Monterey Bay.
Another 3 points from Monterey Bay, and they keep adding to their history-breaking start to the season. But on the flip side, if you're Colorado Springs, 2 defensive lapses cost you again. You need to get a little bit more switched on. That was an area of focus, but we're not taking any credit away from Monterey Bay. They came out blow for blow with the defending champions, lived up to the billing, brought the right energy, and they responded every time that they were punched, and they did a good job securing all 3 points, keeping the fight, playing strong defensively, some solid attacking football, as well as some good goalkeeping, sees them getting all 3 points, and this is a team that is full of confidence for all the right reasons.
Yeah, Malongo, you see the gentleman there, his game-winning goal occurred in the 83rd minute, and for Monterey Bay, they moved to 4-1-1 on the season, good for 13 points. Monterey Bay, couple leads tonight, the second one holds up for good. Malongo with the game-winning goal. Monterey Bay wins it for the 4th time this season. They beat Colorado Springs 2-1. Seaside, Monterey Bay prevails again at home tonight over Colorado Springs. The defending champs go down. 2-1 is the score. Monterey Bay now perfect 3-0 at home this season. Colorado Springs falls for the first time on the road. We get a bunch of different highlights in this contest. Monterey Bay gets goals in this contest from Revelar, his second. Malongo, his second as well. Malongo, the game-winning goal. He was the difference maker in this one. But we go from wire to wire in this affair because there was a lot of drama in this thing.
There was a lot of drama in this game, and it was an action-packed game. If you check this one out, you got your money's worth as we get a look at the first goal. And it comes off of a bit of a mistake here from the Colorado defender. The ball pops up, but look at Revelar coming in, reading the action, flying in, burying that thing far post. Absolutely nothing that the goalkeeper could do on that one as he's able to rise above the defender and tuck that thing in. But then we fast forward here to the 42nd minute because this game went blow for blow, and that's exactly what Colorado Springs did. They get the ball out wide, drive that low cross in, and it's absolutely brilliant touch here from Dylan, able to redirect it off of his shin. It's a good effort from the goalkeeper. I thought we had a highlight reel save that was going to go down maybe a Sports Center top 10 there, but it's Dylan who's able to redirect that ball over the goal line and able to tie this game up 1-1. And it was fitting for that first half. It was a back and forth affair for the entire 90 minutes of this game. And you have to give Colorado a lot of credit for the way that they were able to respond on the road, the way that they did and capture that type of goal. But then we fast forward here to the 83rd minute. We were waiting to see who was going to be the difference maker. Zoidberg gets the ball out wide here. No pressure on the cross. He has time to pick his head up and absolutely finds Malongo on that far post. Is able to creep in off that back shoulder of the Colorado Springs defense for the game winner. In a back and forth affair from two of the best teams in the West. It was Malongo who ultimately had the final save. You had the nice front flip, the good celebration, celebrating that big time goal for a Monterey Bay team that put together an absolute brilliant performance. And we can't talk about this game without talking about Campazano, the goalkeeper for Monterey Bay. He had big time saves in this one. As we get a look at this one here, reads that ball all the way, dives to his right, parries it out of danger's way, and he's able to keep this game at 2-1, securing all 3 points for Monterey Bay.
It was fun. It had to come to a close, and it finally did, but 2-1's the difference maker, with Monterey Bay prevailing for the 4th time this season. Shots 13-7 in favor of Colorado Springs. The shots on target favor the road team. but Campuzano was fantastic, and Monterey Bay, they just have too much firepower.
Yeah, good goalkeeping and a very solid professional performance from Monterey Bay, and I think that these stats tell exactly what we saw. It was a very evenly matched played game between two teams that are very good, and that's exactly what we got tonight. It was a fun game. It was an exciting game for both teams. They had back and forth action. Colorado Springs has cleaned up things a little bit more defensively, but all the credit goes to Monterey Bay for securing all 3 points in this one.
Monterey Bay gets Lexington on the road next. They improve their record of 4-1-1, good for 13 points. Colorado Springs returns home. They have El Paso on April the 19th. They fall to 1-2-2. My broadcast partner, Jeff Antonella, and our entire crew, this is David Gascon saying so long from Seaside, California. Monterey Bay wins it over Colorado Springs. 2-1 is the final score. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. So long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.